Welcome back to Can Angels Fly. I'm Nancy. And today I'm here to talk about a very important topic that exists in relationship to being here. And it's death. Death. So, Death. That word, that term is so scary. You know, it's like who, what, where, when, and why. Death? What is it? Who does it affect? Where does it come from? When does it happen? And why? The big question is why does it happen? Why does it take place? Well, we're going to cover all of that in this video. So, as I said, let's begin. And most people know where I like to begin when I talk about a topic, and I'm going to start the same place I usually start, and that's with a definition. I get my definitions from www.dictionary.com. And the first term that we're going to define today is the word or term death. And I only took a couple of the definitions, but I just wanted to see, how death is categorized or explained in general. And it says, the state of being dead. Well, that's not very helpful, is it? But okay. Extinction, destruction. I guess that's getting a little better. The best definition for death is the act of dying, the end of life, the total and permanent secretion of all the vital functions of an organism. That's more like it. If you're going to tell me something, get detailed with it. And so that's where I'm going to go. Now, to me, these definitions kind of lack, and they lack in specifics about who, what, where, when, and why, and in relationship to death. And so I have to explore deeper, and I ask you to ride the wave with me. Now, as most of us know, death is the end result to life, and all physical beings will experience it at some point. Death is inevitable. Yes. So, why? Why? Why always got me in trouble in school? Why? Yeah, and what I came up with after many failures was just follow the instructions. All right, hold on to that way of thinking as we move forward on the topic of death. I'm trying to sit up here, set my notes up so I can kind of pierce back at them. So now we're about to address why. The whole notion about death is so scary. The dying process, death as the final outcome. No more me, no more you, no more us. Something seems wrong with that. So just to kind of address it and get a sense of peace when it comes to this major influential topic that exists for us all, death is inevitable, I have to do this video. Not only for you, but for me. I don't want to sit up every day and worry about death, no matter what comes. I need to have some comfort. And so that's kind of where this video is going, or the purpose of this video is to explain death and to gain a sense of comfort through having a clear understanding of what death is and its purpose. So we're going to move forward. So let's start with why. Let's see. In order to answer the question about why death exists, we have to look at two other things. And those two other things are birth and life. Because these two things exist before death even takes place. You have to be born first. You have to live first. It doesn't matter if you live 1 second or 102 years. Life is going to take place before death. So, Let me see. Okay, what did I write? But all three are required to manifest existence, yes. Birth, life, and death are all one experience. You know, all three must exist in order to manifest existence. Oh, let's move forward. Now, let's talk about what it means to be born. You know, now we know to give birth is actually the process that the mother goes through. So let's talk about the baby being born into this existence, into this realm. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to read the definition of born or birth, rather. It says brought forth by birth, possessing from birth the quality, circumstances, and character stated, native to the locale stated, immigrated to the present place from the locale stated. I thought that was really, really interesting for the term birth. That's what being born is about. I don't I don't think so. So I'm going to dive a little deeper. Again, to me the definition is incomplete. So I'm going to reveal to you what I believe the process, function, and purpose of birth is, or being born is. Oh, wait a minute, I got a little note here. So it must. Oh, I know what I want to talk about right here. Just how precious you are. Just how precious I am. We're a miracle. I went to WebMD because I was thinking about. I heard before that in a teaspoon of semen there was so many millions of cells, and so I went and looked it up. Like I said, on WebMD, and what I found is that in 1 milliliter of semen, there are, on average, 20 million cells. That's interesting. A woman ovulates once a month and releases an egg. And that egg has to be fertilized by a man's semen. In that semen, there are at least, well, in a milliliter, 20 million sperm cells. So right then and there, you are basically loosely 1 out of 20 million possibilities. You're here. I'm here. We're here. We're a miracle. So we're going to talk about that along the way. Now, I'm going to share my viewpoint about what it means to me to be born. Being born in this physical realm is an opportunity. It's one opportunity in a infinite number of possibilities that is offered to a spirit. A spirit is offered the opportunity to manifest into this physical world and to interact in this physical world. And this offer and the acceptance of that offer is what it means to be born to me. Now, okay. And so, whomever offers this opportunity to a spirit, they sign a contract. And it says that you, spirit, Nancy, spirit, your spirit, whoever, I'm going to allow you the opportunity to go to this place, this physical place. And if you like, I will order a special tailor made suit just for you. And I said, yes, I'd love to go. It sounds like a great adventure. Sure. And so, upon me being in agreement with this opportunity, I go through a 9-month, 10-month process of this body being formulated. And when this body is formulated, it is created just for me, just for my life journey, the road I'm going to travel, not for anyone else. For me, that 1 out of 20 million cells, this special suit is tailor-made. And it's tailor-made because I've agreed to enter into this contract, which allows me to come into this physical world. First step to coming into the physical world is to take on a physical suit. Why? Well, we'll get there too. I have written here, it says, only through merging with a physical body, talking about spirit, can a being physically interact within this world. So why is this? Well, the physical body, as I mentioned, is uniquely designed to do two things. Is it three? What did I have here? Well, two things. Two things in particular. One is to embody the spirit. That spirit that's offered the opportunity. And two, it allows that spirit to interact in this physical realm. That's what it's all about. So every experience a physical being has once they're here is either initiated or processed through this suit, this spacesuit, this body, this physical body. So we have been also given, as a part of this suit, 5 special tools. And these tools are our 5 senses. We hear, we hear, we see, we taste, we touch, and what is it? I always lose one. I'm going to turn my page. I'm getting lost. And we smell. All right. Again, this physical world requires us to have a physical suit. This physical suit is equipped with some specific tools that allows us, the being, to interact or interface with this world. Now, understand this. This is such a sophisticated hookup that all of the body is irrelevant. Every part of it is relevant. Each member of your body is relevant. Your hands, your feet, your tongue, your hair, your skin, you name it, all is relevant to you and your journey. I need you to understand that these 5 basic tools, your 5 senses, are hardwired. They connect this physical realm to your spirit. They're adhered together. It all functions together. And those 5 senses are at your disposal. Now, yes, I understand that some people don't have the ability to do some of the 5 senses. Again, your suit is tailor-made to walk you through this journey, on this journey. It is a reflection of your experiences that you've had or will have. Now that we know that your body is tailor-made especially for you, and it is to carry you through your personal life journey, let's talk about the metamorphosis this body goes through. Well, one metamorphosis we're all aware of is aging. Yes. Your experiences are a part of the metamorphosis, the change, the aging. Every tooth that you lose, every strand of hair that you lose is a sign, or two signs. You are advancing through life because your suit is adjusting to your circumstances and situation and experiences, or it's prepping you to go into an experience. An example of prepping you is when puberty, you get ready to be able to produce, that kind of thing. Um, as you get older, again, you start losing teeth and hair. It's because the deterioration process is starting. We were only allowed to enter this particular suit, enter this particular realm for an appointed time. It was never supposed to last for eternity, only for an appointed time. Now, I'll say this. I believe that we were created to be able to live much longer than we actually do now. But our sins, greed, lust, eating incorrectly, the abuse we impose upon ourselves and upon others, I believe shortens our existence here. However, our bodies still are built to last. They are incredible. Just the things that we endure in the time that we're here. And it still keeps ticking for an appointed time. Anyway, the changes that we endure match our experience. Now, I'm going to go on and continue to talk about life. We've talked about the I'm losing track. It was so much. Let me go back. We talked about we defined death as defined in our dictionary. We're starting to we talked about before we could even get to death, we had to back all the way up and go to being born. So we're dealing with being born. And now, I hate when I lose it. I guess the pages are in order. I apologize. I thought I had the pages out of order. So, now we are here. We've embodied our suits. Well, now it's the next phase. Now that the spirit has inhabited a physical body, the shell, one is immediately and instinctively compelled to do several things. Well, one thing is to settle on in for the ride. And it's also to learn how to relate to this body, to this physical body. That's not our normal form. But now we have inhabited this foreign machine that we don't know how to work it. So we have the process of learning how to work this machine, how it functions, how it relates to the rest of the physical world. And we are compelled to keep moving and developing and learning until we master this thing, this specialized suit. Understand that once the physical shell, the body, is animated by the spirit. No, that's possession. That's part of possession. The spirit has animated the physical body. Well, the ultimate goal is to master it and to use it and to execute these gifts, the five senses, for instance, in order to interface with this world. Isn't that something? Easy. Things that are easy we make complicated, but it's just that easy. Now, our physical suit, the body, is the only thing that allots us the ability to interact with each other and the world at large. Our five senses, hearing, touching, tasting, smelling, and seeing, are the tools integrated in this body to help us live life, to be alive, to interact with each other, and to interact with the world. And these tools will be developed during our life, they will be used during our life, and they will be tested throughout our lives. They are a part of this existence, a primary part of this existence. So, here we are. We're alive and we're well. We're animated. So, what does alive or life mean? Let's see what it is. All right, well, I'm going back to the www.dictionary.com and we're going to read the definition for life. It says the condition that distinguishes organisms from inorganic objects and dead organisms, being manifested by growth through metabolism, reproduction, and the power of adaptation to environment through changes originating internally. A lot of things going on in life. Aging, kind of hit up on there. Reproduction, we kind of touched that. Two, the innate existence, not the innate, the animate existence or period of animate existence of an individual, to be animated. Three, a corresponding state, existence, or principle of existence conceived of as belonging to the soul. Okay, this definition seems to be cool, but it still lacks some specifics about what life is. So, let me tell you what I think life is. Now, as I mentioned, the body, this shell, is animated by the spirit, and the spirit has to go through a process, because remember, this body is a foreign place for it. This world is a foreign place for it. So once the spirit inhabits the body, it has to settle in. It has to learn how to use all its faculties and to use them well. And we also have to kind of come into a remembrance of kind of who we truly are, spirit, and to blend those two energies. We don't have much time to do it in this world, especially nowadays. And anyway, we use these tools, our body, in our minds, to interact with the world. We're supposed to master it as we get older, year by year by year. We're supposed to master these things. We're supposed to become greater at them, magicians at using these things in order to help us live, to be alive. This is what being alive is about, the use of those tools. And so, through the use of those tools, we have experiences. And I think I mentioned earlier, either the onset of something is brought about by the five senses, or it is addressed by or through those five senses. Now, let's talk about some experiences. Life has many possibilities, right, for many different people. Life can be sensual, sensational, breathtaking. At other times, it can be very frustrating and frantic and overall overwhelming. It can. Oh, Lord. In this experience, though, we have opportunities to do some of these things I'm about to read. We get to chase our passions, to be awakened by knowledge. We get to fall in love. We get to experience hate. We get to have fun. We get to worry. We get to suffer from fear. We get to work in order to achieve or to fall short of meeting our goals and actually experiencing how either feels. We get to cry. We get to celebrate. We get to suffer. And then we die. Hey, that's life. That's life. We get to die. In a moment, during our existence, we experience dying just like that. Now, I'm talking about dying right now. I'm not talking about death. I'm talking about dying, the process to get us to death. Whew. Now, the possibilities of how you can die are greater than any activities or experiences in this world. I mean, there's so many ways to die. I know you heard a million ways to die in the West or whatever like that. Yeah, in this world, as many things as there are as many ways as there is to die. But I want to narrow this down to say that you can be assured that whoever leaves here, when you leave here, me, you, whoever, us, eventually, one of the four elements in this realm is going to be the onset of our exit. And the four elements are air, water, fire, and earth. Now, let me give you a few examples of how air, water, fire, and earth, all of what you need to live, all of what you live in, is also the thing that ends your existence. Well, let me give you some examples. Illnesses. Let's say people are dying or have died of lung disease. This is air. It is the restriction of air due to some type of decay or disease within in the respiratory system. You know, another example is heart disease. Well, heart disease can be water. Why do I say water? Because we're talking about it could be hypertension that leads to heart disease, ultimately a heart attack or stroke. Or it could be ulcers, holes in the stomach, ate up by acids. That's fire. If it's not handled appropriately, then you can die from that. It could be gallstones. Now, this is where earth can be inside of the body. Literal stones, hardening, a solidification of minerals within the body that can block or cause the organ to malfunction and lead to dying. Or cancer even. I've heard that people that have suffered from cancer or do suffer from cancer, they also often find lumps. Again, solidifying, hardening of the tissues so that the blood can't flow correctly. Or whatever the case may be. I'm not sure exactly how cancer is. However, it's one of those four elements. Now, I want to talk about some onsets of death or the dying process that can be brought on by outer influences, not illness, just everyday life. Just a few because there's so many. We can talk about someone who's been hung or hangs themselves. Well, here we go back to air restriction. How about being drowned? Now we have air restriction by water. You understand what I'm saying now? Okay. Or to be shot. That's fire. Right? Okay. What about accidents that break the body, such as car accidents and things like that? Well, that's the earth, the material realm, the tangible, the solid. Well, anyway, overall, dying is an uncomfortable place, and we're going to talk about why dying, why dying process is such an uncomfortable place. But we can be assured that this is the extinguishing of one's fire from the body. As I was speaking of, it's uncomfortable. I cannot imagine. I can't even think of one. I mean, I guess you can sleep away. That would be a blessing, you know. But many times it's very uncomfortable, I think, to say the least. And it is dying. It is an uncomfortable separation of the spirit from the body. Again, we're about to talk about it. Say, hey, let's talk about this. So, in general, why is it so uncomfortable for the spirit to be separated from the body? Well, I came up with 3 reasons why it's so uncomfortable. So very uncomfortable. Number one, it took a lot of work to accept and to settle into the suit and to learn how to master it. Okay, that's one. Now you're used to it. Now this is all you know. You don't remember before being born. You don't remember or you don't know what's coming after death. All you know is now. And right now, you're comfortable with who you are and your suit and your existence in this world. That makes it uncomfortable. Off rip. The next thing is how we, after we've able to master ourselves, we begin to make connections with this world, you know? We meet people, we get married, we have children, we have careers, we make all these connections. And it makes it real comfortable in this realm. And we feel at home in this realm. And we forget that we once weren't here. We can't remember where we come from. And so this is our base. Mentally, this is how we think. This is our base. This is how we feel. And so we get real grounded and comfortable and secure in this place. And another reason, and my final reason why it is so uncomfortable for the spirit to be separated from the body is because you are glued in it. Yes, literally, you are glued in it. Once your body, your spirit, you came into agreement to enter the contract, and your spirit was formulated into this suit that was specially tailor-made for you and all its faculties. You became one with it. Over years, you learn how to use it, to work it, to engage it in this world. It's a part of you, who you are in this physical realm anyway. So that is another reason why it's very difficult for the body and spirit to separate. They have been literally glued or adhered together in order to exist, because you're not supposed to lose it. Your spirit not supposed to lose your body, or your body your spirit in this realm. So you are glued together during this experience. And for it to have to be separated, you know, or pried apart by illness or through some outside force like somebody hurting you, the subtlety, you're not in agreement with it either. So it's difficult. Now, I want to go back to that metamorphosis, that aging process. See, that's a slow deterioration and separation of the spirit from the body. At a point in time, it comes to the place where you say, I'm ready, I'm tired. And you can say, basically, I'm going to put this spirit down. I'm going to give up the ghost, is what I heard the old folks say. I'm going to give up the ghost. Because that separation process has been going on. Number one, since your spirit embodied your physical body, your suit, soon as is a process of blending and bringing them together, and then once that's basically mastered, it starts in the opposite direction, in which it starts to separate slowly. And if you're fortunate enough not to get ill or to be hurt in this life, again, this experience was only meant to last for an appointed time. You may have come here just to experience the physical world. Remember, this is an opportunity that was offered to certain spirits. How were spirits selected? I don't know. I haven't seen anything about that. But we were offered the opportunity. You may have come here to experience love. You may come here to have to dealt with some past life experiences or unresolved issues. You may be here again just to live life, to be able to see a waterfall. The spirit knows nothing of the waterfall. You can't interact with the waterfall. You may have come here to eat something, to teach something, to learn something. But the whole point is, in order to do that, everything that's here in this realm is just for this realm. This experience right here does not exist anywhere else. Not in any other dimension, any other place. This is an exclusive place. This is an exclusive club. And you were offered a membership here for an appointed time. And so, again, when it's time to release this, we don't remember, again, where we come from. Then when we're here, we make all these emotional connections. It's difficult. And then, especially if we are moved to come up out our suit, it seems to me kind of prematurely, because the old age process didn't take place. Then it's that sudden thing where you weren't ready. You didn't sign the contract to exit out of your body at the time. So it makes it uncomfortable for you. And I, whomever. Now, let's see what I didn't cover. Okay. Now let's finish with the dying, the process that gets us to death. And I have here that the body and spirit are being separated. We just talked about that. And the physical body shuts down. Now, let's talk I'm going to read the definition, basically, I think, of dying. I didn't wrote something wrong, but it says, I guess this is my definition, cross with one out of the dictionary. I don't know what this is. But it says the secretion of the fundamental functions of the vital organs that regulate the five senses and animation. I don't know what the heck I just wrote here, but ride a wave with me. Anyway, it's just saying what I've been saying is that upon dying, I was talking about the difficulty in coming out of the suit, being released or unglued or unhinged from that which that's all that you're comfortable with, And it doesn't even matter if your experience in this world has been good or bad. We just kind of we're here. We're just here. We settle in, and we have this life experience to live out. So let's talk about after the process of dying has occurred, and you've gone through the rough patch of getting to death. What happens to the body? Now we're talking about rigor mortis and the purpose, because I believe that there's a purpose to rigor mortis. And of course, the first thing I'm going to do is read the definition, and then I'm going to give you my viewpoint. All right. It says, the stiffening of the joints and muscles of a body a few hours after death, usually lasting from 1 to 4 days. Now that I didn't know. You learn something new every day. 1 to 4 days process in the stiffening of the body, the complete shutting down of the body. This is a definition that I found very interesting. It says a strict discipline or scrupulous adherence to a given set of standards. Now, given set of standards, I don't know how I'm going to work this in here, but I also looked up the word standard. What is a standard? A standard is an average or normal requirement, quality, quantity. Oh my goodness. Always watch your handwriting. Level or grade. In this case, the standard associated with rigor mortis is a standard. All bodies that die, all bodies that are vacated by the spirit for whatever reason, um, after the dying process, when there is death, there is rigor mortis, and there is a standard. That's a standard process, is what I'm getting to. And rigor mortis has a purpose, is where I'm going. And okay, it has a purpose, is where I'm going. And these definitions that I just read for rigor mortis, they explain the physical process of the term, but it doesn't explain why it happens. So I'm gonna dive into why rigor mortis takes place once the body has been vacated by the spirit. Now, remember, rigor mortis is a standard procedure at death. Okay, so what is the purpose of rigor mortis? Upon death, the point where the spirit has completely been severed from the body, rigor mortis sets in order to, check this out, y'all. Check it out. Shut out any foreign spiritual beings or energies from inhabiting it. It what? Your body, your shell. Now, let's go back to a standard. Rigor mortis is a standard procedure. This is part of the procedure of death. And rigor mortis, as the definition says, it causes the stiffening of the joints and the muscles, etc., 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 etc. It means you don't think, you don't speak. Your eyes, you don't see. Your eye portal is shut down. Your mouth portal is shut down. You can't smell. You have to breathe, smell. Your breathing or smell sense shuts down. You can't hear. Your ears shut down. Everything shuts down. This is a standard. And the standard is what's going on. This is a blockade being set up, a barricade, so that no foreign entities or energies can inhabit your body. Your body was specially made for you, upon that offering and you agreeing, and the body being fashioned for you and your journey. Well, remember, you were 1 in 20 million cells in a milliliter of semen, and you made it 1 out of 20 million. Guess what? There are other spirits and beings and energy that want to come here and have this experience. Remember, you were offered the ability to come join this exclusive club, life. They weren't, but they wanted. I'm sure they pick up on the energy of passion. The energy, and now passion can be both positive and loving, and it can be negative with hate. But yet they're very, very powerful expressions, energies. And so I'm sure these energies that don't have a body can feel the vibration. Probably like something that does not exist anywhere else in this whole universe. And love, and the caring and the nurturing energy, the energy that it gives off, that these things give off. Even sorrow. This could be alluring to something that does not know what it is in the physical. But they understand they have to have this specific type of suit to even come here. So, Rigor mortis begins to set in and the body begins to decay. All portals are shut down immediately so that they can't inhabit your body. Yours. Purely yours. Another thing I wanted to talk about is that when I say this body was tailor made just for you and only you, that's what it is. And when you die, now we had death. You're dead. The body's completely set, or someone is dead, or I'm not wishing nothing bad on you, but this is what it is. It's talking about the death process, whole thing. Now it is dead. The body is dead, but the spirit is not. Spirit is that which, remember, that animates you. That means it's in motion. That means upon the spirit exiting the body, that energy stays in motion and it keeps moving forward into another existence. And I believe that one of the most painful things, one of the things that cause more pain at death or doing dying is because we don't know where we're going. Now, that's a whole nother video. But what death is just the end to that originally offered contract. You came, you loved, you lived, you hated, you rejoiced, you worked. Those things, you created more family connections for an appointed time. You're part of an elite group, an elite club. Your relatives or ancestors that are gone on were a part of an elite group. Understand? And now they've gone on. The spirit has gone on. Now, let's talk about the suit again. Because like my mom is deceased. She came in and inhabited her body. Her body name, she was Ruby. Her name was Ruby. So Ruby inhabited the body that is Ruby. And she lived the life, and she lived, she loved, she worked, she had kids, And her time was up, her contract was up. She got to enjoy this exclusive club, Earth, the physical realm. And it was time for her to keep it moving. Her spirit came out her body. How? Through the water, through the hypertension. It came out. And it stayed in motion, and it continues on. Another video. The body, the woman that I knew, that I could touch, that I could hold, that I could love, that I could work with. Her body laid down, the rest is still here. It's still here. It's cremated, and buried somewhere. It's here. This body is only for this realm. I repeat, this body is only for this realm. It only fits and works in this realm. It is built to interface with this world. No other world, no other place, no other existence. So, when Ruby got up out of here, her energy, again, another video, went on moving forth and into her other or her newly found reality. Me, here, I'm still in the physical world. I'm still in this body. Only way to be here. And regardless if there be illness or some outside influence that comes to affect my time here, it doesn't matter because it's still for an appointed time. And overall, old age deteriorates the connection. And then you are on your way. But again, this body was given to you. It was assigned to you, just for you, for an appointed time. Guaranteed to last you, as long as you take care of it. But upon leaving here, you got to leave it behind. And understand this, when I talk about entities and foreign energies wanting to inhabit or possess the body, and rigor mortis stopping or blocking them from entering into the canals or portals and reanimating the body. You have to have permission to come here. You don't just come here. You have to have permission. You have to be offered the opportunity. However, there are beings that will do what they want to do if they can, and they do try. So, why I keep bringing this up, because understand this is all not just by chance. This is designed, and including death, dying, and death, and the whole rigor mortis thing, all designed. Look at the whole thing. Look at, yes, we have death, but look at the fact that you can't even die if you ain't born. See? Hold on. And once you're born, guess what? You got to have life to even get to death. It's all a design. And then upon death, the rigor mortis set in. So can't nothing else take possession of your body and experience this exclusive club called life. It's all one experience. Now I get so carried away. Let me just read this. Yeah. Okay. I guess I covered it all. I'm going to read this last page as my closing. And it says, my belief is that death is the complete release of the spirit, source, motivation, animation from the body. The spirit energy, the fire, the soul does not die. It don't die. Like other forms of energy, the spirit is transformed into into the essence of something congruent to its newfound state of reality. Physicality, as one had experienced and known, it is no more. Thank you for coming to Can Angels Fly. Until next time. Bye.